Fantastic. All right. So, hi everybody, I'm Erin with an E. And I'm a senior BI analyst at a firm here called AppMix, an e-commerce retailer. I usually do talks around data, A/B testing, hypothesis testing, all things data related. And when I was thinking about giving this talk, I was like, well, I've got a lot of other stuff going on, moving out of state, and let's just do something different. So I told Kimberly that I was going to do a game this time and look at a Hangman app. There's a lot of intro to gaming stuff out there, and I picked as my source code Invent with Python's Hangman app to follow. If anybody's familiar, the automate the boring stuff with Python, this is the same person that has put all of that content online. So it's under a Creative Commons license, and I put the donate page up so that you can all look at how you can support this fantastic endeavor to educate everybody on Pythonic code and ways you can invent, automate, etc. with Python. This is the actual source code that I was following. So Invent with Python, automate the boring stuff with Python, has great source code as well as walkthrough tutorials. I'm going to start at the beginning here, where step by step the author walks through what each line of code represents, how to work through it for beginners and anybody else who's interested in just a little bit more of an in-depth refresher on multi-line strings, variables, functions, all of that kind of stuff. So it is a great resource and a great thing to support as well, kind of in line with our Techlahoma goals here. So inventwithpython.com, chapter 9, is where I got a lot of this and modified it a little bit for my Hangman app. But Hangman, the best thing to do is go through and play it a little bit. So when you're playing Hangman, the few things that can happen, you randomly generate a word. After the random word is generated, you guess a single letter. You can't guess a number, you can't guess a special character, you can't guess the same letter twice. If the letter that you guess is in the vocab word, that is a correct letter. If it is not in the vocab word, it's a missed letter, an incorrect letter. So obviously you have a limited number of guesses until the graphic here is completed and you've lost the game. I have a somewhat limited set of vocabulary words that I hopefully remember enough to get us through this, but no promises. They're all food related because we're meeting over lunch. So we can make it a little bit interactive. What should I guess first? R. No R. F. No F. A. There is an A. Woohoo! But as you can see, the graphic is growing a little bit. As we guess these incorrect letters, the spaces are filling in as we get them correct. So let's keep guessing some vowels. Classic move in Hangman. E, I. Okay, I now officially have no idea what this word is. N? I'm stumped. We can cheat. That's fine. Let's scroll down a little. There's a C. P. What? Oh, okay. You solved the puzzle? Spinach. Yay! Thank you. All right. So it's going to prompt us to play again. Let's say yes, and let's purposely try to get this one wrong. Might not have to try that hard. Wait, what's that? X again, we can, yes. Whoops, we've already guessed that letter. Good try though. C. No C, let's guess other letters that are not in food. Q, Z, J. Let's go Q again, we've already guessed that one. Let's go P. Okay, well, whoops. L? Not now. Okay, do you want to play again? Yep, Apple. Okay, so we lost. Obviously, the full graphic has been completed, and it's going to prompt us to play again. So we can say yes, no. It'll keep going through this. We can say yes. We do you want to play again? Where did I might have to restart this. Because I said L to do you want to play again, which obviously is incorrect. And then we can guess numbers. Please enter a letter, double letter. Please enter a single letter. So it does have some fail-safes in there, just to prevent the human input that it is requesting. But that gives you a little bit of an idea of the code that we're going to go over here. So I'll breeze through it because of the great resource that is already here online in the Invent with Python tutorial. But I've broken it up a little bit. Obviously, I'm using Jupyter Notebooks to kind of break up the cells in a logical manner. And the first one here, after my introduction, just as a reminder that I am following that tutorial, is the ASCII Art that is a multi-line string to create the graphic. As you can see, it follows the progression that we just saw in the actual game of adding bit by bit as we go along. You can modify it as need be if you want it to be longer, shorter, etc., based on the game. I inserted a list of words here that were food-based words. Clearly, I could have made it smaller based on my own vocabulary. But it can be any list of words with a split at the end so that you're splitting on, in this case, a space. It can be any delimiter, of course. Next, we're kind of setting up the game and the list of functions that we're going to call later. Calling the list of words at random between index 0 and the entire length of the list. So if I wanted to really foolproof it, I could delete everything after Apple and just win all the time, which might be necessary. After that, setting up the display board. As I mentioned, you do have the graphic, which is the Hangman picks graphic that we saw in the first cell. And logically, then you have the misletters, the correct letters, and then the word that was picked from the word bank. I have not put it on my own GitHub, but it is here at this URL. What's that? Okay, thank you. It is posted on Meetup, was the answer there. So the function getGuess returns the letter that is input by the user. And it also has those fail-safes that we just tested. So it ensures that it's a letter, it ensures that it's a single letter, it ensures that it doesn't have any of those special characters, numbers, numerics, all of that kind of thing. It also has the lower method so that we didn't test this, but if you were to put in a capital, etc., just transforms that so that everything is uniform. The play again function is what we were testing out there to see if we wanted to play again, yes, no. I did like the addition of the starts with Y, so it could have been why, yes, yeah, anything like that. Makes it a little bit more interactive. I've broken it up into this next cell block where we're actually making the assignments to start playing the game. So we've set it up. We have our ASCII characters, we have our list of words, we have the functions all set up, and these are the function assignments. So we're actually assigning the word list that we set up to our secret words here. And we're making the assignments that if the guess is in the secret word, then we assign that to the correct letters variable. If it's not, it goes to missed letters. And we can see that, oh, I had to restart it. But we could see that back when we were playing, that all of the missed letters got assigned and shown on the screen when we had guessed Q, X, Z, etc., that were not in the word that was chosen from our word bank. Finally, we're going through and checking whether or not we've completed our guesses. So once you've guessed enough letters to complete the word guess, it's going to determine that you have guessed the entirety of the word. So if the word is pizza, you guess P-I-Z-A. It checks that against the randomly assigned word and says, great job, you won. If you've only guessed P-Z-A, you still have one guess left. So in a nutshell, that's the entirety of the Hangman game. Pretty intuitive from what we would have expected from playing it from our childhoods, but there's a lot that goes into the back end of determining what to do if there's that failure on the user side of multiple inputs, incorrect inputs, etc., that you kind of have to think about, other than just, does the letter match what was in the word? So it's a great tutorial. Definitely check it out. It's pretty simplistic, intuitively to follow, and there's, again, great explanation for every step along the way. So, thanks.